So today, we are diving deep into the world of Thomas Otway, a 17th century writer whose plays were every bit as intense, passionate, and, let's be honest, heartbreaking as his own turbulent life. And this quote, it just nails it. It gets right to the heart of what Otway was all about. His characters are almost always trapped, caught between who they love and what they believe in, between their personal honor and their political duty. And it's that incredible, high-stakes internal struggle that makes his tragedies feel so real and so powerful, even centuries later. And to really get a handle on Otway's genius, we absolutely have to start with his masterpiece, a play that's basically a politically charged thriller and the one that truly cemented his place in history. Venice Preserv'd has got it all. You've got this nobleman, Shakespeare, who gets swept up in a secret plot against a corrupt government. But then, he finds himself completely trapped between the oath he swore to his fellow conspirators and his deep love for his wife. This raw, emotional mess made the play an absolute sensation. And what made it so powerful was that it wasn't just fiction. It tapped right into the real-world paranoia of the time, echoing all the political chaos happening in England. So when you see something that intense on the page, you can't help but wonder, what kind of person writes this? Well, as it turns out, the drama in Otway's own life was every bit as powerful as anything he ever put on stage. All right, let's pull back the curtain a bit. We're going to look at how Otway's own experiences, a life filled with these incredible creative highs and some truly devastating personal lows, really fueled his art. And listen, that is not an exaggeration at all. I mean, despite his success in the theater, Otway's life was a constant struggle. And that struggle gave his writing this authenticity you just can't fake. He wasn't just imagining suffering. He understood it intimately. Just look at this timeline. It's pretty stark, isn't it? He's born in 1652, has his first big hit, The Orphan, in 1680. 2 years later, he writes his masterpiece. And then, just 3 years after that, he's dead, in poverty, at only 33 years old. It was this brilliant, fiery career that just burned out way, way too fast. But here's the thing, Venice Preserv'd wasn't some lucky one-off. Otway was one of the defining voices of what we call Restoration tragedy. This was a whole genre, known for its focus on heroic figures just grappling with these huge themes of love, honor, and fate. And Otway was a master at it, consistently creating these works known for their empathy and incredible emotional complexity. And this is where you really see his range. On the one hand, you have The Orphan, which is this super intense, personal, almost claustrophobic tragedy about family secrets and forbidden love. And then, on the other hand, bam, you have his take on Titus Andronicus, all about this huge, destructive cycle of public violence and revenge. He could do both the intimate and the epic. And he didn't stop there. His other plays dug into similar ground. Don Carlos was all about the fatal mix of love and politics, while The Atheist started asking these big questions about morality in a world without God. But the common thread, the thing that ties it all together, was always his characters. These were deeply human, deeply empathetic people struggling with impossible moral choices. So at this point, you're probably thinking, wow, okay, so this guy was all doom and gloom, right? Well, get ready for a surprise, because he had another side to him entirely. That's right, the master of tragedy, the guy who perfected writing about human suffering, also wrote a seriously sharp, satirical comedy. And it really shows you just how versatile he was. So, in The Soldier's Fortune, Otway just completely flips the script. Instead of tragic heroes, you've got these cynical soldiers and scheming socialites. It's this witty, biting takedown of the greed and hypocrisy of the upper class. It just goes to show, he wasn't just an observer of profound suffering, he was also a really keen-eyed critic of human foolishness. Okay, so let's pull all this together. What does this all mean? Why, after more than 300 years, are we still talking about Thomas Otway? What is his lasting impact? Here's the bottom line. Otway brought a whole new level of psychological depth to the English stage. His characters weren't just simple heroes or villains, they were flawed, conflicted, deeply relatable human beings. By focusing on that inner human condition and doing it with such powerful language, he basically raised the bar for what a tragedy could be and ended up influencing generations of writers who came after him. And all of this leaves us with one big, lingering question, doesn't it? When you look at Otway's brilliant but tragically short life, you have to wonder, his profound understanding of suffering clearly created timeless, incredible art, but it came at a huge personal cost. Does great art require great suffering? It's a question that still echoes today.